Hello, welcome to the Dollhouse. I am the doll, and today I am making a video about things that the dolls should avoid doing. Stealing. Today I'm going to be talking about stealing and things that the dolls should not do, using the example of Javar Downs, a cop in Louisville who is now under hot water for stealing $4,000 from someone that he arrested during a traffic stop. He actually arrested Scotty Scheffler. And I guess he may not have known who this person was because I still don't know. Scotty Scheffler, apparently he's like a number one golfer. And he got arrested in Louisville. And one of the cops that arrested him, this young man, Javar Downs, stole $4,000 from him. He had an envelope with $10,000 in it, and he turned over $6,000 of it as evidence and pocketed the other $4,000. So, who knows how many other times he's done this. But this is an example of how stealing can put you at risk. This young man happens to be black, and he is a police officer. And he's doing the dirty cop stuff. And now his whole life looks like hypocrisy. He has been flaunting a lavish lifestyle online for years. And now this scandal has laid bare his entire existence for the world. If you have stolen recently and you got away with it, stop now. And I'm going to go into details about what stealing, it really is. It's just either you're stealing time or energy. And he stole some money, which is a representation of energy and time combined, to yield productivity. Stealing money is stealing someone else's time and energy. And yeah, it's definitely not a good idea. His wife is probably embarrassed. His whole life looks like a fraud. It turns out that the house that him and his wife lived in and they flaunted on social media had been purchased by her parents. He seems to have a need to overcompensate for his lack of ability to make smart financial decisions that would help them get out of her parents' house. He does this by flaunting other accomplishments and other things that feed the ego and create the image that he's that, big guy, protector, provider, top police officer. But really he's making the public servant salary, living in his in-laws' home, and using his money to buy trinkets, like the shows of wealth. There's a phrase, it's, rich screams, but wealth whispers. I believe that's it. And he was definitely screaming. Like you could, tell by his watch and his cars and his vacations and all those things, that he wanted to keep up with the people maybe he knew through his wife, his wife's family, keep her happy, or just impress people online, So he stole this money from the wrong person and to fuel his lifestyle. And now he's in the news. And that $4,000 could never buy back his reputation. It can never buy back his good name. His career, he's now going to be off the police force if he isn't already. His accolades mean nothing. He has to start over in a new industry. He may go to jail. It's just not worth it. Yes, everybody wants the fast track to how to get resources, but it's really all about two things, time and energy. And you can't control time, but you can control the energy that you are giving and relate it to your passion so that it's easy for you to pour into things like this. And then when you need to step away to manage your energy, you do so. You manage your energy. And I'm still learning to do that myself. I haven't posted a video in a while, but some of y'all are still sticking with me. The channel has grown to 1,000 now. And hopefully more of my energy will continue to replicate and create, a wave throughout this nation that helps strengthen the fabric of this nation. As I've said before, we're the chosen ones. The people listening to this channel, we are the chosen ones. Also, referenced as the talented 10th, people like us are going to lead the nation out of darkness. And this is for all of the dolls, regardless of race or complexion. And, my goal here is to point out things that can help us build that solid community and be the leaders. Somebody's got to raise up the leaders, okay? And, why not let it be us? So he stole money, a representation of time and energy. But there are other ways that you may be being stolen from, or you may even be stealing yourself and don't even realize you're cheating yourself. Stealing time, that's one way. Stealing time, being lazy at work or with your products or services that you are delivering at work or in your own business. People stop looking for you and looking for your product. An example of this, and this might sound random, but I'm going to say Panera. They are an example of stealing, our time and our taste buds for the quality that they are delivering for the price. It just is not what it used to be. Okay, Panera, I hope you're listening in. Being lazy with the quality of what we are expecting is going to lose clients. We're going to Kava. We're going to Nukes. We're going elsewhere. Even Subway. I would rather go to Subway at this point than Panera, because at least I can customize the sandwich. So stealing my time, I'm reclaiming my time, as it has once been famously said. And we as the dolls, we don't have to steal time. We can give our best wherever we go and in whatever room we enter. And if we're not going to give our best, just don't even go. Don't even try. Don't show up halfway. Do it or don't. And put your love into it and be serious about it. That will pay off, because that energy is what gets you recognized and gets puts you in a greater demand, so that way you can demand more rewards for your energy. So being lazy, stealing time, another stealing of time that you might be at risk of doing, if you are one of the dolls, is stealing your own time with by doing anything that's not getting you closer to elevation or something that you see for yourself. If you have a vision of completing a project or graduating or pushing yourself professionally, or even being a mother, being a wife, you don't want to waste your own time by lying to yourself or falling for the manipulations that you've seen before. There's a responsibility that you have to yourself not to waste your own time. So a part of that also is identifying your goals and then putting your energy and your time into it. And don't steal from yourself in that regard. But then also don't let other people steal your time from you. And allowing them to waste any of your time or energy. And stealing energy is the same thing. People steal energy by lying to us or manipulating us. And once you see that, pop up in a person, you can offer them a chance to correct it, or you can just dip. Sometimes it could be your child that's lying or manipulating. So you can't just dip on them. So you have to manage those relationships and not allow people to steal your energy and let them face the consequences of doing so. I just heard a story about a family friend who had his tire slashed by a woman whose energy he was stealing, whose time he was stealing. And he reaped the payoff of that by having his tire slashed. He lied to her, pretending that he wanted to have a family, was looking to settle down. He knew that unless he did that, he wouldn't have access to her. And he said this. So he sold her a dream is what he said. He told her the fantasy. And then a month after they had their last encounter, here she is showing up at his apartment complex, slashing tires and whatnot. And she's on film doing it. And he actually even saw her face as it was being done. So he knows who it was and he knows why. And he's not going to report her because he knows that she was getting payback for having had her time and energy stolen. And that kind of thing that she did, though, if you allow your time and energy to be stolen, you really can't do anything but charge it to the game. Unless it's illegal, you have to just let it go. Her time got stolen, her energy got stolen. She wanted retribution, but you cannot get it back. You cannot get these things back. So, be very careful about giving it away and allowing yourself to be stolen from, and then also stealing from others, lying to others, manipulating others. The dolls, we can be at risk of being liars and manipulators just like anyone else. You have to look at yourself and understand your motives and ask yourself, what is it that I'm trying to get out of this? Why do I need to do this? What hole in me is being filled by my desire to steal from someone else? Because you end up stealing and taking from yourself over the long haul. If you feel like you have to lie and manipulate, you create a reality for yourself that does not exist, and you cannot build on a shaky ground like that. So, go through life protecting yourself and being one of the chosen ones, and not stealing. Take Mr. Downs's example and guard your time, guard your energy, and guard your integrity. So I really appreciate you listening in. Let's talk again soon.